Assalamualaikum. My name is Aswad Hakim, and today I will present my research title, The Influence of Islamic Art and Design Elements on Contemporary Creative Practices. Islamic art and design have a unique identity that is recognized through elements such as geometric patterns, floral motifs, and calligraphy. These elements are not only decorative, but they also carry meanings related to harmony, spirituality, and unity. Today, Islamic design elements are increasingly used in modern creative fields such as architecture, graphic design, interior design, and digital media. However, many designers apply these elements only for aesthetic purposes without fully understanding their cultural and spiritual significance. Because of this issue, this research focuses on exploring how Islamic art and design elements influence contemporary creative practices. So there are three main problems identified in this study. First, Islamic art elements are often used only as decoration in modern design. Second, many designers lack understanding of Islamic aesthetic principles such as balance, harmony, and unity. Third, there is still limited research discussing the influence of Islamic art and design in contemporary creative practices. Therefore, this research is important to increase understanding of Islamic aesthetics and its application in modern designs. The main aim of this research is to study the influence of Islamic art and design elements on contemporary creative practices. So there are three research objectives in this study, which is to identify the main elements of Islamic art and design. Second, to examine how Islamic design elements influence creative art and design. And the last one, to explore how Islamic aesthetic contribute to contemporary design practices. This study is guided by three main research questions that help direct the overall research process. The first question is, what are the main elements of Islamic art and design? This focuses on identifying important elements such as geometric patterns, floral motif, and calligraphy. The second question is, how do Islamic art elements influence creative arts and design? This explores how designers apply Islamic aesthetics in modern creative works. The third question is, how can Islamic aesthetics contribute to contemporary design practices? This question examines the relevance of Islamic principles in today's design industry. Why the research matters? This research is important because Islamic art and design continue to influence many modern creative industries today. This study helps to increase understanding of Islamic aesthetics and their deeper cultural and spiritual meanings. It also supports the preservation of Islamic cultural identity in contemporary design practices. Besides that, this research can guide designers in applying Islamic design elements more meaningfully instead of using them only for decoration. Finally, the study may also become a useful academic reference for future researchers, students, and creative practitioners. This study used a qualitative research approach because the research focused on understanding meanings, visual characteristics, and design principles rather than numerical data. The research method used is a multiple case study method which allows deeper analysis of selected Islamic-inspired contemporary designs. Data collection is carried out through literature review from journals, books, and academic articles related to Islamic art and design. In addition, visual analysis is conducted on selected case studies, particularly architecture and design works that clearly apply Islamic design elements. The created data is then analyzed using thematic analysis to identify recurring themes such as geometry, florals, motif, and calligraphy. The research process begins by identifying the research topic together with the objectives and research questions. After that, literature review is conducted to build theoretical understanding related to Islamic art and contemporary creative practices. Next, suitable case studies are selected based on their application of Islamic design elements in modern context. The researcher then collects and analyzes visual and textual data from the selected case studies. Finally, all findings are summarized and interpreted to develop the conclusion of the research. This research follows proper academic ethics and standards throughout the study process. All academic sources are properly cited using evidence given, referencing style to ensure academic integrity. Plagiarism is avoided through correct citation and proper paraphrasing techniques. In addition, all collected information is used only for academic purposes. The research also maintains respect toward Islamic cultural, artistic, and spiritual values during analysis and discussion. There are several expected outcomes from this research. First, the study is expected to identify the core elements of Islamic art and design used in contemporary creative practices. Second, the research will explain how Islamic aesthetics influence modern design fields such as architecture, graphic design, and creative arts. Third, the findings are expected to strengthen awareness about the importance of cultural identity in design. Lastly, the study may provide useful guidance for future designers and researchers in applying Islamic principles within creative industries. In conclusion, Islamic art and design elements continue to have strong influence in contemporary creative practices. Elements such as geometric patterns, floral motifs, and calligraphy not only provide visual beauty, but also carry cultural and spiritual meanings. Through this research, it can be understood that Islamic aesthetics are still relevant and valuable in modern design contexts. By understanding these principles, designers can create works that are both innovative and meaningful while preserving cultural identity. Thank you for listening to my presentation.